In our last video, we talked about 7 habits that quietly keep people stuck financially. And at the end, I promised we'd go deeper. Because here's the thing, those habits don't come from nowhere. They come from how your brain is built. Your brain evolved over hundreds of thousands of years to keep you alive in a world of scarcity and immediate threats. Not to help you optimize a retirement account or build long-term wealth in a modern economy. So today, we're looking at 5 mental glitches working against your wallet right now, and exactly how to rewire each one. The first glitch is called loss aversion, one of the most well-documented patterns in behavioral psychology. In simple terms, losing something hurts roughly twice as much as gaining the same thing feels good. This is why so many people avoid investing, even when they know, logically, that keeping money in a low-interest account means losing value to inflation every single year. The brain isn't weighing guaranteed slow loss against potential growth with some risk. It's weighing safe and familiar against scary and unfamiliar. And familiar almost always wins, even when it's secretly the worst option. The rewire, flip the framing. Instead of asking, what if I lose money by investing? Ask, what am I guaranteed to lose by not investing? Once inaction looks like its own kind of loss, the decision starts to look very different. The second glitch is present bias, sometimes called hyperbolic discounting. It's a fancy way of saying your brain massively overvalues right now compared to later. This is why it's so hard to put money into a retirement account you won't touch for 30 years. But so easy to spend on something that feels good in the next 10 minutes. Your brain's reward system lights up for immediate pleasure in a way it simply doesn't for abstract future benefits. Future you barely registers as the same person as current you. The rewire, make future you feel real. Some people write a letter to their future self or look at photos of themselves aging before big financial decisions. But the simplest fix is automation. Set up automatic transfers the moment your paycheck arrives. So the decision is made once by a more rational version of you instead of daily, by a present-focused version of you. The third glitch is what psychologists call the scarcity loop, especially powerful for anyone who grew up with financial instability, even if their situation has since improved. When your brain perceives resources as scarce, it does something called tunneling. It narrows your focus almost entirely onto immediate survival and shrinks your capacity for long-term planning. The problem is, this tunnel can stick around long after the actual scarcity is gone. Someone might be earning a comfortable income today, but their brain is still operating on old survival mode settings. The rewire. You can't just think your way out of a scarcity loop, but you can interrupt it with evidence. Building even a small buffer, like a $500 emergency fund, sends a signal to your brain that says, we're not in survival mode anymore. It's less about the dollar amount and more about proving to your nervous system that scarcity isn't permanent. The fourth glitch is anchoring bias, one that marketers exploit constantly, often without us noticing. Anchoring means the first number you're exposed to becomes a reference point that skews everything afterward. That's why a $200 item next to a crossed-out $400 price feels like a deal, even if $200 was always the real price. The same thing happens with salary negotiations, real estate listings, and even how much a normal night out should cost. The rewire. Before any significant financial decision, deliberately seek out an independent reference point first. Research average prices or typical salaries before you see the seller's or employer's number. Whoever sets the first number in a negotiation usually has the advantage. Don't let that be someone trying to sell you something. The fifth and final glitch, the sunk cost fallacy, is the tendency to keep investing time, money, or effort into something simply because of what you've already put in, even when continuing no longer makes sense. This shows up everywhere. Staying in a job you've outgrown because you already put in 5 years, holding on to a losing investment, hoping it'll come back, or continuing to pay for a gym membership you never use because canceling feels like wasting the money already spent, even though that money is gone either way. The rewire. Ask yourself one question. If I were starting completely fresh today, knowing everything I know now, would I choose this? If the honest answer is no, the past investment is already gone regardless of what you do next. So let the decision be based on the future, not the past. So there you have it. 5 ways your brain is quietly working against your bank account and how to start rewiring each one. None of these require willpower in the traditional sense. They're about working with your brain's actual wiring instead of against it. If this helped connect some dots for you, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps this video reach more people who could use it. And I genuinely love to know, which of these 5 glitches do you recognize most in your own life? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. If you're new here, subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss next week's video. Because next time, we're flipping the script entirely and looking at what wealthy people actually do differently with their money. Spoiler, it's not what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.